Just 2 days and counting before the Summer Olympics gets underway in Rio. We've been tracking the security scramble ahead of the opening ceremony. Officials yesterday unveiled an operations center where agencies from 55 nations will monitor the terror threats. That's only part of the massive effort and expense that goes into hosting these games. Ben Tracy is outside Rio's main Olympic park to show us why some believe that the financial risk of playing host is certainly not worth the reward. Ben, good morning.
Gail, good morning from Rio. You know, hosting the Olympics is typically a pretty great advertisement for the host city, but a recent poll found that 63% of Brazilians think hosting the games here is actually doing more harm than good.
Rio de Janeiro.
When Rio won the right to host the Olympics back in 2009, a throng of Brazilians were bouncing on the beach. It was their chance to show the world that Brazil had arrived. But then the worst recession in 25 years hit, and unemployment shot up alongside billions of dollars worth of Olympic venues.
It's beautiful. This is home.
Yeah. Felipe Paiva lives in one of Rio's poor neighborhoods known as favelas.
All this money being spent on the Olympics, is anything getting better for you or for the people that live in the favelas? No.
The investment is not for us, it's for the foreigners.
The official cost estimate of the Rio Olympics is $12 billion, but many experts say it could eventually top $20 billion. At the same time, Rio has cut spending on healthcare and education. The police have gone unpaid for weeks at a time, and 20% of the population here lives in favelas.
Hosting the Olympics is just a terrible idea.
Andrew Rose is an economist at UC Berkeley. He says nearly every Olympics is grossly over budget and leaves the host city with billions in debt.
If this is such a terrible deal for these cities, why do so many cities seem to want to do this?
Most of the time, the people who are in charge of bidding and getting the Olympics are not around when the bill comes to pay for them. The Olympics entails building a large number of facilities that are essentially never used again.
The list is legendary. Empty and rotting Olympic facilities now span the globe. The only things swimming in the aquatic center in Athens are frogs. Beijing's rowing and kayaking course is bone dry. And its famed Bird's Nest Stadium has been used most often as a nearly $500 million track for tourists on segways. The Sochi Winter Games were Russia's show of force. An estimated $55 billion made it the most expensive games ever, and made cost a big concern for future hosts. 11 cities bid on the 2004 Summer Olympics, but just 5 offered to host the 2020 Games. Only 2 cities wanted the 2022 Winter Olympics, Almaty, Kazakhstan, and Beijing, both with major human rights issues. Beijing got the Games. The International Olympic Committee has now reformed the bid process, encouraging more reuse and renovation of facilities versus insisting on brand new stadiums. Rio is touting so-called legacy projects, including a nearly $3 billion subway extension and a modernized airport. But promises to clean up Rio's notoriously polluted water never happened. And in a city that's already broke, many worry the shiny new Olympic Park will go dark after being used for just 17 days.
So given the staggering cost of hosting the Games, some economists are now advocating that you host the Olympics in the same place every 4 years. For example, you could do it in Olympus, Greece, build one Olympic park instead of starting from scratch every 4 years and leaving all of this behind. Nora?
Ben Tracy, that's so smart. I mean,
it sounds like a good idea.
Seems like a total waste, and the people pay the price who need basic infrastructure, basic health care, all of those things that they're not getting.
When you see all the problems, you wonder, is there one city that did this so well that it was a great benefit to them? Maybe London, I'm not sure about the fact.
Yeah, or Los Angeles.
Or Los Angeles.
That would be good.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to do it than what they're doing.
I know. I'm worried about these Olympics,
Me
aren't
too.
you?
I just want it to be safe.
Yeah.